In today's Fit to Ride, we've all heard of cash for clunkers. Today we have carbs for clunkers, and it has to do with the diet. Registered dietitian Deanna Segrave-Daly is with us again. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be here as always.
I think to start off, a lot of people make a mistake first. They think, all right, I'm going to start working out, so I need to carb up. But there are good carbs, there are bad carbs.
There's all different types of carbohydrates, and today we're talking specifically about added sugars.
Right.
So those are the sugars you typically find in processed foods and table sugar, what you might add to your coffee.
Okay.
So the American Heart Association just came out with new recommendations, specific numbers on how much added sugar we should limit in our diet.
What we should have.
Right.
Okay.
So now if you are a woman, the limit is 6 teaspoons, that's about 25 grams of added sugar.
Okay, that's the one I showed.
Yes, that you showed. And
okay.
then for men, it's 9 teaspoons, about 37 grams of added sugar.
But what are we eating?
Yeah, do you want to take a guess? Here is an example of how much we are. About over 22 teaspoons, almost half a cup of added sugar in a typical American's diet. So we're talking about a drastic change here, John.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's really tough to cut out. Now, of course, where do we make the mistakes? Here's one right away.
Tip number one, look at what you are drinking. The number one source of added sugar in Americans' diets is through sugar-sweetened drinks. Soda, I think, is kind of a no-brainer, but drinks like the energy and vitamin drinks, a lot of them do have added sugar, so you always want to really, take a look at what you're drinking.
Here's an experiment. You are saying that in one can of soda pop,
an average of 8 teaspoons.
It's
so you're
about
getting
that for sugar.
over your recommended limit for the day.
That's a 12-ounce can right
yeah.
there.
So again, if you really can cut down on the drinks, you're cutting a lot out of your diet.
Wow.
Okay? So tip number 2 is to read the labels. Again, added sugar, it's kind of obvious.
No
Cakes, cookie, and
Cakes
candy.
are gone?
Right.
All
Not
right.
gone, but just, in moderation. But look at condiments, sauces. They tend to have added sugar too. So again, read the labels, look at the grams of sugar on the back, look at the ingredients. If sugar or syrup or high fructose corn syrup is one of the first or second ingredients, it probably has more added sugar.
Now that's a question I have for you because I've started reading labels thanks to you.
Good.
And I was eating a wheat bread, which I no longer buy because the second ingredient in my wheat bread was high fructose corn syrup.
That is a great segue into my tip number 3, which talks about
Did I have to get rid of the bread?
Not necessarily if it's a nutrient-rich food.
Okay.
So I want to clarify the difference. We are not talking about naturally occurring sugars here. Those are sugars you typically find in fruits, vegetables, dairy. Foods we should be eating more of, for example, milk has lactose. That's a naturally occurring sugar, but it has 9 essential vitamins and minerals, calcium, potassium, etc. We should be eating more of.
Okay.
So tip number 3, use your added sugar budget for the day, John, to perhaps eat more of the nutrient-dense foods you might not normally be eating. I brought along your favorite, chocolate milk.
Which you've told us is the best thing you should have after a workout.
It absolutely is. There's so many great, nutrients in it that just revs up your system. But if you're not a big milk drinker, for the little bit of added sugar in chocolate milk, you're going to get that complete nutrient package you get in regular milk. Another example is yogurt. If you don't really like the plain tasting yogurts, go for one of the fruit flavored yogurts. Pair it with some fresh fruit. You're getting more nutrient rich foods in. Or if you're not a big fan of the sticks and twigs cereals, as my husband refers to them, go for a sugar-sweetened whole grain cereal. At least you are getting a nutrient-dense food into your diet versus some of these empty calorie foods that we've talked about earlier.
So my first thought was, if I see the word frosted on anything, I should not go with that. But you say there's enough nutrition to offset that.
It's better to choose something like this than just a purely sugar cereal without any whole grains in it. So again, it's a way to use your added sugar budget for the day a little more smartly than some of the other things we talked about.
And if I have that soda pop is my downfall.
Yes,
it is the one thing.
Well, maybe we can work on that. We have some time to maybe just slowly wean yourself off.
So that's to give you a 12-ounce. So you go and you get the large one at like a.
You've gotten your added sugar allotment for the week, pretty much.
You're
John.
about there then for a large soda. Wow.
It's amazing.
All right, Deanna, thank you so much. Of course, we have more nutrition information. Go to myfoxphilly.com, click on Good Day, and then Fit to Ride. Mike, you might as well just eat that right there.
I'm going to be sick.